The candidates tournament 2024 was pretty close. But how did Gukesh win? Gukesh ended with 9 points over Hikaru, Nepo, and Fabi, who all ended with 8.5. So before the tournament happened, this was what Magnus believed to be the tier list, and he was pretty right about most of them. Fabi and Hikaru, along with Nepo on the top, with Nijat on the bottom. But he was very wrong about one player, and that was the winner of candidates, Gukesh. So Gukesh qualified for the candidates through FIDE circuit, which was a collection of tournaments, and points were decided based on them. So Fabi already qualified, and the second person who topped this was Gukesh with 87 points. So it could have been Anish, Wesley, or Arjun, but Gukesh was on the lead, so he's the one who qualified. So then the candidates began, and the competition was pretty close between the top four, but Gukesh emerged victorious over the other three by half a point. So this video will be about how he managed to do it by focusing on the pair ups, not on the matches. So let's see. So we'll consider the performance of the top four players, Fabi, Hikaru, Nepo, and then Gukesh in the last, and see how Gukesh did it. So let's start with Fabi's performance first. So this is how he fared against all of them. So what you'll notice is in the first half, he won only one game against Nijat, and all the rest were draws. Okay, a slow start, but that's how he always does it, right? But then what happened in second half was he did win a lot of games. He won 3 games. But this game 8 loss against Hikaru is what I believe prevented him from winning the tournament. So he ended up at 8.5 points with just a single loss. So now speaking about Hikaru, this is how Hikaru performed. So he started first half with 2 wins, the one with Caruana we discussed, and he also grabbed a win against Ali Reza. But one thing you'll immediately notice when you look at this is the 0-2 against Vidit. So it would be pretty unbelievable to win a tournament by losing against a player twice, right? So despite all his amazing wins, the 2 against Ali Reza and all, his first half performance was exact half 3.5, and he did score 5 points out of 7 in the second half, but he also just ended up at 8.5 because of Vidit. So Vidit single-handedly stopped Hikaru from winning it all. Now let's look at Nepo. So one thing you'll notice immediately at this thing is every game was a draw, basically. He farmed with it, Karma I guess, and one win against Ali Reza. But unlike Hikaru and Fabi, he could not win any game against Nijat. And Nijat is not a bad player, but looking at the participants list, Nijat is not even in top 100 in the world. So winning one should have been possible, but he could not do it. So he also stopped at 8.5. So what we have seen so far is Fabi, Hikaru and Nepo all at 8.5. Now we'll see what Gukesh did and managed to help him win the candidates. So this is Gukesh's performance. What's amazing about this is you'll notice that all his games against Nepo, draw, draw, Fabi, draw, draw, and Hikaru, draw, draw. And he got his points from Nijat. He won both the games against him. And he also grabbed a few wins against his fellow Indians. So the first half he ended with 4 out of 7, and second half he also got 5 out of 7. So this is how he ended at 9 out of 14, which made him the winner of the candidates. So I'm not saying anything like he does not deserve it or something. But this is how he smartly won the candidates tournament. He avoided any decisive games against Hikaru, Fabi, and Nepo, who were the favorites. And he did pretty well against everyone. He did take one loss though. It's not like he went unbeaten. But even despite this loss, he managed to win the candidates. Congrats to him.